Meyer v. Nebraska was decided in 1923, and this case is important because it begins to expand the concept of substantive due process into the arena of civil rights. In this case, the right to direct what your children will learn in school and what the teachers can teach them. Now, the case starts with a law that was on the books in Nebraska in the 1920s that forbid any teacher to teach any child below the 8th grade in any language other than English. And the reason Nebraska had passed this law is because they were concerned about the immigrants. And the immigrants they were concerned about were the German Catholics. They didn't want the German Catholics learning German as their primary language because they felt that it wouldn't allow them to grow up to be good Nebraskans and good Americans. They would have this allegiance and these values towards Germany instead. Be that as it may, Mr. Meyer, a teacher, said he felt it was his duty to teach the children their religious history in the German language, and so he was busted teaching the children out of a Bible study book that was written in German. He was arrested and convicted and sentenced, $25 fine. Well, it was appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court didn't look at the First Amendment. Now today they may look at the First Amendment, but they didn't look at the First Amendment because at that time it hadn't been incorporated in and it didn't apply to the states. So they looked at the 14th Amendment and they determined that the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment protected the rights of parents and teachers to determine what they would teach their children. And as such, this Nebraska law violated the U.S. Constitution and it was struck down.